I knew a person that was an atheist, claimed to be an atheist through and through, but knew all the Christian terminology, knew all the Christianese, and could very well pass for a Christian or a follower of Christ when they were talking to you because they heard it all and they could recite it back, but they weren't. And I want to talk to you about that today in your morning cup of inspiration. You know, in the same way, we have people in the church today they're just like that. They look like believers, they sound like them, they talk like them. You assume that they are followers of Christ because in reality they're really just some good actors, or I guess you could say they're bad actors because they're not really born again believers. The Bible tells us that this is going to be happening in the last days. It says over in 2 Timothy 3:1-5, Paul wrote this, "But know this, in the last days perilous times will come." We've read this before. "For men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boasters, proud, blasphemous, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, unloving, unforgiving, slanderers, without self-control." Wow. "Brutal, despisers of good, traitors, headstrong, haughty, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but denying its power." And that's what happens to people when they keep denying God. See, church can be a very safe place for people, but can also be a dangerous place for people. If you go to worship God, if you go to hear His Word and are truly have a desire to walk with Him, then you're going to be blessed. You're going to be replenished. You're going to be refreshed every time you go in there. But if you go into church and just go through the motions and you're walking and talking and acting as if you're a follower of Christ, but you really aren't, it becomes a dangerous place for you, because every time you hear the Word of God and you hear the gospel and you don't respond to it, your heart gets harder. Your heart is hardened. It gets harder. It gets harder. And it's harder for the Word to penetrate it then. See, in Hebrews 3:12 we read, "But be careful, dear brothers and sisters, make sure that your own hearts are not evil and unbelieving, turning you away from the living God." You see, this is what happens when the gospel is heard but not heeded. Heed the gospel today. Let it penetrate your heart. Accept Christ into your life. God bless everyone. Look forward to seeing you again for another morning cup of inspiration. Have a wonderful day.